The following video contains spoilers. We suggest watching the episodes alone in the dark. Hello, Wolfpack. It's me, Catastrophe, remember? Of course you don't. I'm just down here fixing the engines to my intergalactic spaceship while on the quest to search for my currently long-lost brother Wolf. You know, the boring stuff. But while I'm repairing this doohickey, how about a story from our favorite web show, Crypt TV? In this short, the Crypt Telly tries to scare us with emojis. Oh, that makes me feel... So, our webisode opens up at the studio apartment of our main character, who I'm just now realizing doesn't even have his name said. Let's just call him the Creepy Twink. The Twink is a creeper who's attempting to score with the ladies on his dating app, where he recycles his crap pickup lines on their profile photos, totally bombs at impressing the gals with his garbage tier love skills, then acts like a jerk-off when they don't want sex on the first date.
He's also a jackass.
Yes, sirree, Bob, the Twink is a blatant villain protagonist who will eventually suffer his wacky comeuppance from his sleazy behavior, while the short delivers a social commentary on catfishing freaks acting like douches online. As always, Crypt TV's production values are spectacular, since the short has these very awesome effects where we see the guy's phone screen and messages all throughout the background of this, and they do look marvelous. It's definitely the film's strongest detail. This is another short with minimal dialogue, so the visual storytelling sucks us into the plot wonderfully. Most of my praise goes out to the behind-the-scenes crew who made the visuals this great. It truly looks like film-quality special tricks, which convey the mood energetically. However, I do have some criticism over the plot, which we'll get to. The Twink seemingly hits it off with some chick who actually likes his texts and totally wants to meet him. Oh sure, writers, I truly believe some lady out there is aroused by this guy.
Is she blind? Suffering some form of brain damage?
We then get to the scariest part of this nightmare. The Twink getting ready for his date to a dance montage. The dance moves are cringy enough, but did we really need a scene of him shaving his pubes?
Now I want more.
The Creepy Twink is undeniably the definition of douche, but the show naturally takes a Tales from the Crypt style plot structure, where an awful person thinks they're on top of the world before the horrors drag them down to hell. Usually it makes horror tales fun that way, but in this case, the Twink is just annoying, when they could have made him a love-to-hate kind of sick. Like Tim Curry or Stephanie Howard. I don't really blame this on the actor, but the dude simply didn't have much to work with. So after his girly montage, he takes a few sex pics of himself to email, where things soon turn unsettling. Well, unsettling-er. We get a genuine scary moment when his date reveals that she's outside his house, leading to an old-fashioned cat and mouse game. Like a complete dolt, he of course checks out the strange noises alone at night with nobody around, where he fails to find any clues.
Moron party, let's go!
I do like how we see that he's on the second floor of an apartment complex that should be difficult to break into, since it displays that his mystery date has some mad skills on par with Ghostface. Though the fear is a bit lessened when the Twink threatens to fight with a tennis racket of all things.
I'm not even playing right now, Claire, come on! Where you at?
Ooh, you really served her. It's quite unnerving how the killer toys with him for a while, showcasing a classic slasher feel, before it's somewhat ruined once the foe goes in for the kill, where we see... This is our killer, Emojihead. Some creepy chick with a dumb emoticon mask of the laugh my ass off face, who stalks and murders weirdos online, who troll folks for dates, where she toys with them and literally stabs them in the heart. Irony! Now, I will say, this is a pretty sweet idea, with tons of potential, but sadly, I am not a fan of the design, and kind of let down by the big reveal of our killer. Emojihead's motive is quite unique, where she kills creepy douches and breaks their hearts, fueling the social commentary message, warning you about stranger dangers on the dark web. But the look is just not intimidating. It's seriously just a lady with a smiley face on her and a regular knife. The Cryptverse has some of the most creative ghouls to haunt our nightmares. But this was the best the crew could come up with? It's just silly.
Silly, yes. Idiotic, yes.
And number 2, after all the great build-up and high suspense, the way she just kills the twink is so anticlimactic. She just stabs him and that's it. Girl just pulls a Halo assassination and the guy dies instantly. How cool would it be if she carved her victims' faces into emojis, or snapped some pics of her posing with the corpses, or trapped their souls in a photo collection like Wrong Number? This killer needed more pizzazz to stand out amongst other generic psycho killers, since the fact that she doesn't own a grander gimmick makes her super forgettable.
Oh wow, I'm instantly gonna forget about this scene.
Who said that? Emojihead is one of the few crypt monsters I don't care for, since she's just a generic slasher in what's basically a spin-off fanfic for Scream. My point is that this had real potential and incredibly decent scares, yet the grand finale is underwhelming to say the least. And the twist ending doesn't help. After hitting and quitting our twink, Emojihead gets another call from a new creepy douche bro, implying that her profile is about to add another name to her friend list.
Well, here we go again, partner.
And that was the end of the Lost Scream expansion pack, Emojihead. I thought it was... okay. Shockingly, I don't think this flick is garbage like most commenters did, but I don't think it's trending material either. The film's texting effects are genuinely impressive. I think the killer does have a legit solid motive shown to us in grisly detail. The social media gimmick is honestly not as stupid as I thought it sounded from the title, and the message about not being a dick online does hold merit. I can safely say that Emojihead could work as a bigger production, yet it does need lots of retooling and a more solid structure. Otherwise, we might be in for another Smiley movie. The plot feels a tad predictable, since we know this twink is gonna die, and his antics of course make you hate him more, but it didn't have to be so obvious. Not to mention, this guy absorbs more screen time than Emojihead, which only increases my criticism of how bland and forgettable the monster is. For crying out loud, Emojihead barely uses any emojis at all. Yeah, wrap your head around that one. The emoji killer rarely uses emojis in her killing spree.
What?
Our killer is also not very scary thanks to her stupid mask and weak on-screen presence. Emojihead can be easily swapped out with Ghostface, utilizing a texting gimmick, and the short would feel relatively the exact same. The short wants to go for a more realistic serial killer, which could have been great, yet ironically, she lacks an identity of her own, and the filmmakers don't have as much fun with this crazy killer as they should have, resulting in a tremendously cool idea turned into a standard slasher flick. Like I said, it feels like somebody's love letter to Scream, which is a nice tribute to Ghostface, yet robs their own project of imagination. So, I grant the Emoji Movie a Silver Skull. The hard work from the effects team truly salvages most from a simple slasher. There's genuine thrills at first, but it leads to a lackluster payoff, which pales in comparison to Crypt TV's insanity from the big-named icons. It's not too long, so you won't waste any time if you do watch it, but I don't recommend it. I'd say just watch Scream instead, as this is only a watered-down version of Ghostface galore. Emojihead aimed for a starry-eyed smiley face, but merely receives a meh. I'm your host, Catastrophe, and hey, what's this? A micro generator? An emergency secondary power source for hologram recharging. Huh? Why the heck would we need a micro generator for our holograms when we have the big one? I should probably ask Catalyst or the other cats about this. For now, heed my advice. Don't ever make a story revolving around trends, 'cause they'll be dated in a week. Bye!
Have you ever seen Faith Hill and That Good? Come on, everybody, it's Faith Hill and Ted. Dancing, rapping, titties, flapping, where are you? This is the only meaning I'll ever do. Oh, Lord, Lord. It's a meme I won't buy, 'cause I'm Faith Hill until the day I die.
And so, in the face of war, a little boy reminds us all what being human really means. The message is unclear, but it doesn't matter, as long as you give the audience a song, celebrity bashing, and Republican hopefuls dancing around with boobies.
The project is nearing completion. A few more tweaks and it'll be done. Excellent news, Scaredy Cat. I knew we could do it. Allow me to add the finishing touches while you hang with our newbie. Me? We can't rely on the grunt work distracting Cat for long. You play nice with Kitty and throw him off track before our game can begin. We wouldn't want to spoil the surprise.